Sustainable relationships, my perspective on long-term partnership building. There is a question I increasingly pose to senior leaders, founders, educators, and innovators. Are the relationships sustaining your professional life resilient enough to survive the age of artificial intelligence? Or are they artifacts of a transactional era that is already disappearing? Many professionals continue to operate under assumptions forged in industrial and early digital economies. Networks built on exchange value, short-term mutual advantage, and positional leverage. These strategies once delivered mobility. Today, they are insufficient. In an AI-mediated environment where knowledge, introductions, and superficial signaling can be replicated by machines at near zero cost, transactional relationality becomes transparent and rapidly obsolete. What endures and what compounds are partnerships constructed through depth, ethical presence, and sustainable strategic alignment. This is not sentimental language, it is structural analysis. Sociological and organizational research has long demonstrated that trust-based ties produce greater resilience, innovation diffusion, and collective performance than opportunistic exchanges. Mark Granovetter's work on embeddedness illustrated decades ago that economic action is inseparable from social relationships. Relational quality determines systemic durability. In the current technological phase, artificial intelligence accelerates that reality. It exposes superficiality because machines replicate transactional value efficiently, leaving only human qualities, empathy, integrity, narrative alignment, as scarce differentiators. When automation replaces routine cognition, relationships grounded solely in instrumental gain offer diminishing returns. Sustainable partnerships become strategic infrastructure. We must therefore examine the transactional trap. The trap emerges from an implicit assumption: relationships exist primarily to extract advantage. One connects to gain access, to acquire resources, to leverage influence. It appears rational, and in short cycles it may produce measurable outcomes, yet it neglects ecological thinking. Relationships exist within living systems, professional ecosystems composed of evolving goals, shifting competencies, and emerging uncertainties. When actors operate extractively, networks weaken structurally, reciprocity decays, psychological safety erodes, and adaptive capacity collapses. Artificial intelligence amplifies this decay by accelerating reputational transparency. Digital traces expose behavioral patterns. Predictive analytics reveal relational asymmetries. What once remained hidden now becomes visible. The result is paradoxical. As tools increase efficiency, relational shallowness becomes more obvious. Professionals find themselves surrounded by contacts, yet lacking partners. This is not an emotional complaint, it is a strategic vulnerability. Sustainable relationship building demands a reframing beyond intelligence understood narrowly as analytical capacity. It requires the integration of emotional ethical intelligence and sustainable strategic intelligence alongside AI literacy. Emotional intelligence, as articulated in foundational work by Salovey and Mayer and popularized by Goleman, concerns awareness and regulation of affect. But in the present era, it must expand. Emotional Intelligence 2.0 includes interpreting technologically mediated interactions, understanding cognitive overload, and recognizing digital vulnerability. Leaders must sense when algorithmic communication erodes authenticity and must intervene with human presence. Sustainable strategic intelligence moves further. It concerns foresight in relational architecture. Drawing on sustainability scholarship and systems theory, this intelligence recognizes that partnership choices carry temporal consequences. A collaboration may yield immediate advantage while producing long-term reputational fragility. Alternatively, investing in mutual capacity building may appear inefficient, yet generate enduring adaptive strength. Sustainable intelligence evaluates relationships across time horizons, assessing resilience, reciprocity potential, and ethical coherence. It shifts decision-making from "what do I gain today?" to "what ecosystem are we constructing together?" Artificial intelligence, properly understood, is neither adversary nor replacement in this relational paradigm. It is amplifier. Machines extend perception. They analyze behavioral patterns, identify compatibility signals, and reveal latent opportunities for collaboration. AI tools can map intellectual networks, summarize research trajectories, and predict partnership synergies invisible to manual cognition. Used wisely, these capabilities enhance relational preparation. They allow leaders to approach partnerships with contextual understanding rather than superficial familiarity. Yet this preparatory function must not be mistaken for relational enactment. Trust cannot be automated. Meaning cannot be simulated into existence through algorithmic inference. Human beings remain the interpreters of intention and the architects of commitment. The distinction between preparation and enactment is essential. AI may generate insights into a potential partner's priorities, but only human presence converts knowledge into trust. Neuroscientific and psychological literature underscores that trust formation involves embodied cues, tone modulation, responsiveness, behavioral consistency, elements still uniquely human in their complexity. When professionals delegate relational labor to automated communication, they undermine credibility. Sustainable partnership building requires conscious allocation of effort, automation for analysis, humanity for connection. This allocation introduces a new paradigm, the human-centric ecosystem. Rather than viewing relationships as dyadic exchanges, professionals must cultivate networks functioning as adaptive communities. Communities characterized by shared narrative, ethical alignment, and developmental reciprocity. Wenger's work on communities of practice emphasizes the generative power of shared learning identity. Translating this insight into contemporary ecosystems means building networks where members grow collectively, where knowledge circulates freely, and where technological tools enhance communal rather than individual capacity. AI contributes to this communal dimension by enabling distributed cognition, shared dashboards, collaborative modeling, and co-created knowledge artifacts, reinforcing partnership interdependence. Case patterns emerging across sectors demonstrate the viability of such ecosystems. Organizations navigating recent economic volatility succeeded not merely through technological adoption, but through relational cohesion. Firms that integrated cross-disciplinary trust structures leveraged AI insights collaboratively, pivoting rapidly when market conditions shifted. Conversely, organizations with fragmented relational cultures struggled despite technological investment. The lesson is unequivocal. Tools scale potential. Relationships scale resilience. How, then, does one cultivate sustainable relationships intentionally? The first step is relational auditing. Leaders must evaluate existing networks not through volume metrics, but through depth indicators. Which relationships embody mutual learning? Which encourage intellectual honesty? Which demonstrate reliability across adversity? This reflective audit often reveals imbalance. Many connections exist without strategic or ethical coherence. Sustainable cultivation begins by identifying those deserving of deeper investment, partnerships aligned with values, curiosity, and long-term aspiration. The second step involves behavioral integration of emotional and sustainable intelligence. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to reinforce relational durability. Active listening transforms from courtesy into strategy. Transparency replaces performative certainty. Vulnerability, judiciously expressed, fosters psychological reciprocity. Research on leadership authenticity repeatedly confirms that perceived genuineness correlates strongly with relational trust and collaboration willingness. These behaviours are not ancillary interpersonal skills, they are infrastructural components of partnership ecosystems. Third, AI literacy must be woven into relational practice. Leaders should leverage tools to enhance collective awareness, analysing emerging industry trajectories, sharing insight syntheses, and co-designing opportunity explorations. This shared cognitive augmentation elevates partnerships beyond conversation into joint foresight. It positions collaborators as co-architects of future strategy rather than passive participants in present exchange. When partners engage AI together, they construct shared interpretive frameworks that deepen intellectual cohesion. Yet we must acknowledge ethical complexity. Technology introduces asymmetry risks. Information access differentials can distort relational equity. Sustainable partnership building therefore necessitates ethical governance. Transparency regarding AI-derived insights, respect for informational boundaries, and commitment to fairness protect relational integrity. Ethics is not a decorative ideal, it is functional necessity. Without it, ecosystems fragment. Looking forward, the future of professional relationships points towards shared cognition. Boundaries between individual expertise and collective intelligence will blur. Partnerships will operate through hybrid cognitive fields, human judgment interacting dynamically with machine augmentation. In such environments, relational quality becomes decisive determinant of performance. Systems function optimally when participants trust each other's interpretation of augmented outputs. Distrust collapses coordination, regardless of technological sophistication. Therefore, the call to action is immediate. Audit your relational architecture, identify transactional patterns, replace opportunistic networking with deliberate ecosystem cultivation, integrate emotional ethical awareness into strategic planning. Engage artificial intelligence not as replacement, but as collaborative amplifier. Above all, recognize that sustainable relationships constitute capital, intellectual, social, and ethical capital, whose value compounds across time in ways no algorithm can replicate independently. My perspective is unequivocal. Leadership in this era is relational stewardship. It demands seeing beyond immediate advantage toward intergenerational influence. The partnerships we construct today shape knowledge flows, opportunity structures, and human dignity tomorrow. When relationships are built sustainably, they transcend function. They become platforms for collective flourishing, resilient, adaptive, profoundly human, even within increasingly technological worlds. And that is the strategic truth worth confronting. In an age obsessed with intelligent machines, the decisive differentiator remains the intelligence with which we choose to relate to one another.